In the modern world, people value freedom most of all. Freedom of choice, movement, freedom of communication. But life could deprive us of that freedom at any moment. Some unexpectedly, and others from the moment of birth.
We have a diagnosis of cerebral palsy, the hyperkinetic form. It's when hands and feet move unintentionally. They're not controllable. Hands, feet, everything is fixed. Only the head is working. And since the child needed to communicate and learn, first we were given this roller with 2 buttons. Then we came up with something else, a stylus like this, and we began to type with it.
Working with stylus, which is fixed to the head, is rather cumbersome. We need new technologies, so we decided to invite the boy to our NeuroChat research.
Don't pay attention to us. Now some symbol will be highlighted. Do you see the letter F first? F is highlighted. You should find the letter you need and count the number of its highlights. If everything works out, then your letter will be printed in the upper left corner. The NeuroChat project is a network communication for people who for some reason have lost the ability to speak and move. Its main idea is that a person can communicate with other people without using speech or movements. Therefore, the basic technology is called brain-computer interface. You are a good writer. The project was conceived a little less than 2 years ago. But its development and approval took almost 9 months. Just like the birth of a child, it became one of the first projects of the National Technological Initiative in developing and promoting new markets. And this is the market of NeuroNet. We launched the parts of this project in parallel. The scientific group was completing the research. Hardware engineers started to develop an amplifier. Industrial designers began developing the Neuro headset and securing the electrodes.
For us, it was a very interesting project. And due to the fact that our heads are absolutely different in shapes and sizes, none of the analogues that we looked at was suitable. The main story takes place here. Here are the electrodes, which must be very close to the back of the head. There were made 8 or 9 types of fastening. There was this type of springs. Some products are completely strange. I don't even know how to wear it. This prototype is the closest to what it will be later. In such system, we solder the wires together inside this spider, which can be removed and washed. It is a completely new story that can make a major breakthrough in medicine.
We have already received a Russian patent. And today we have already come to the center Преодоления, where there are exactly those patients who need such technology.
This equipment has already come to us in its complete version and ready to use. The level of equipment amazes with its abilities. and the first clinical trials began. We record the electric potentials of the brain. Through analyzing these potentials, we try to decode which symbol the person intends to print on the computer screen. This part of the work is done, and the project is called NeuroCommunicator. But now we want to go further. Our idea is to create the next level of such communication. Not a neurocommunicator, but a NeuroChat, so that a person can join a social network. A person will be able to choose his companions, friends of interest. People who would like to help this patient can join the social network. And in the end, if a person starts using such a network, he can, step by step, take on some appropriate work. He could do translations, he could work as a programmer, or do some other communication work. He can be included in society as far as possible.
Say what you want. Before?
KLMN OPRST
Up?
KLMNO PRST U ФХЦ чешище И.
You, that is me. After the coma, we didn't know whether the intellect was preserved or not. But when we realized that the intellect was preserved, it was necessary to somehow communicate, because the child did not speak. There was a tracheostomy, a gastrostomy. Here we divided the Russian alphabet into two parts, from A to K and from K. So we communicate by using eye blinks.
Masha Fedotova has a severe brainstem lesion. When will she have additional motor functions? We cannot say that now. And here is NeuroChat, the opportunity for her to reach the vastness of knowledge of the internet and to acquire it all independently.
Nowadays, medicine is well developed in the world. We learned how to save people after accidents, disasters, strokes. But if after that they just remain alone with themselves, they lose their motivation to live. Our task is to help these people. Moreover, this technology allows us to overcome another barrier that exists today. It's a language barrier. In the near future, we are planning to connect two patients, one in the Rehabilitation Center of Los Angeles and the other in the Overcoming Rehabilitation Center. One patient will communicate in Russian and the other patient in English. Today's translation technology allows to make this translation en route. In the future, we understand that this network can spread across all countries of the world.
In Russia alone, about 400,000 new stroke cases are registered every year. Approximately the same number of head injuries. In general, statistics in the rest of the world are even worse. But people do continue to live. They want to rejoice, to communicate with relatives and friends from different cities and in other corners of the planet. And so they're waiting for NeuroChat to come into their lives.